Electricity consumption optimization using K-means clustering algorithm. 현황 2017 710116 Advisor Dr. Jung Shin Co-Advisor Dr. Nawab Muhammad Fashkarish Sungkyuan University, South Korea. Outline, Introduction, Related Work, Proposed Approach, Analysis of Electricity Consumption at Home through Chile Score Prospective, Analysis of Electricity Consumption at Home using K-means clustering algorithm, Evaluation, Electricity Consumption at Home Analysis, K-means clustering analysis, Conclusion, and References. Introduction, Electricity Consumption, Power Grid. In the power grid, we measure the consumption through sensors, industrial consumption, housing consumption, factories consumption, housing consumption, front-end, consumer end, back-end, electrical company end. Introduction continues. Back-end company end, dataset for consumption usage urban. So main techniques that solve the optimization problem of electricity, but none of them focus on housing electricity optimization. Reducing the cost. Factors of overcharge prediction are not available. Introduction continues. Solution, K-means algorithm. Why choose K-means cluster? Predict the answer from the dataset. No any answer is available in terms of K-mean. Why predicting the answers? No clear result. In this paper, electricity usage of a home is analyzed through K-means clustering algorithm. For obtaining the optimal home usage, electrical usage of a home is 3A is analyzed through K-means clustering algorithm. For obtaining the optimal home usage electrical data point, the current Carab's index, Dave's burden index, and Silva score, and find details optimal number of clusters in the K-means algorithm and present the application scenario of machine learning algorithm. 3P is the reducing the A per 1 dataset and result the same result. The proposed approach delivers us efficient and meaning prediction results never obtained before. Related work, machine learning, a way to run machine with dataset values. Reference 1. Several ways such as reference 2 and 3 and 4. K-means clustering, one of the methods for the machine learning algorithm under the unsupervised learning category. Reference 5. It is a main task of exploratory data mining and a common technique for statistical analysis used in many fields. Reference 6, 7, and 8. Community feasibility assessment. Cluster analysis is not one specific algorithm. What constitutes a cluster and how to efficiently find them? Popular notion of clusters include groups with small distances between cluster members, dense areas of data spaces. Reference 9 and 10 and 11. Related work continues. Classification is a process related to categorization, the process in which ideas and objects are recognized, differentiated, and understood. Reference 12, 13, and 14. Supervised learning. Supervised learning is a machine learning task of a learning function that maps an input to an output basis on examples, input-output pairs. It infers on a function from level training data consisting of a set of training examples. Reference 15, 16, and 17. Unsupervised learning. Two main approaches to solve the problem, such as in clustering, K-means mixture models, DB-scan, and optics algorithm. Reference 18, 19, and 20. Index. From the unsupervised learning need how to efficiently find them. Popular notion of clusters include groups with small distances between cluster members, dense areas of data space, such as Karnatsky-Harvard index, Silva score, Dave's burden index, reference 21. Related work continues. Scikit-learn, one of the machine learning library from the 2007 till 2019, continuously update the version of the library. Reference 12 to 22. Machine learning repository overview. Usually machine learning repository individual household electric power consumption data set. This is reference 23. Dataset parameters. First, date. Second, time. Third, global active power. Fourth, global reactive power. Fifth, voltage. Sixth, global intensities. Seventh, submetering 1. Eighth, submetering 2. Ninth, submetering 3. Definition of dataset. Household power consumption from the dataset download from UC Irvine University California Irvine Machine Learning Dataset Repository, reference 8, and then use it. This dataset is via telemetry is divided. Global active power, global reactive power, voltage, global intensity is divided. Global active power and global reactive power x-y-axis experimented. Proposed approach A. Analysis of electricity consumption at home through a Silva score perspective. Silva score. Silva score is an easy way to in data I each data cluster in data's definition, and I each data is not clustered in the inner and data's definition PI Silva score SI is equal to calculated SI equal max AI BI minus AI. From this calculate SI is equal to the function minus 1 SI 1. SI is close to 1 is the data I each data cluster to each thing. Cluster -1 cannot distribute cluster is distributed. From this paper, machine using the machine learning library scikit-learn in the household power consumption clustering. Reference 23, 24, and 25. Analysis of electricity consumption at home through a serious core perspective continues. Current carbon index. How to be relatively clustering in a way is current carbon index, Dave's burden index, Dunn index, serious score. In this paper, evaluate to be a current carbon index and serious score evaluated. From the cluster current carbon index, the cluster distributed average and cluster distributed ratio will give it to you. That's KTR, WK, TR, BK, K minus 1 and minus K. For this, BK is distributed matrix from the each group. WK is cluster distributed defined. Reference 26, 27, and 28. WK sigma Q equal 1, sigma x minus CQ, x minus CQT. BK sigma Q and Q CQ minus CQ minus CT. Analysis of electricity consumption at home through a serious core perspective continues. Dave's burden index. If the ground truth labels are not known, the Dave's burden index SK matrix is burden. Rij equals Si plus Sj, Dij, then the Dave's burden index is defined as dB equal 1k, sigma I equal 1k max I minus j. Rij, the 0 is the lowest score possible. Score the value closer to 0 indicate a better partition. But the problem is in this algorithm, do not attach it in the scikit-learn library and only explain it in the document page, but cannot explain it easily. Reference 29, 13, and 31. Proposed approach B. Analysis of electricity consumption at home using Cambridge clustering algorithm, reducing the dataset. A per 1 dataset for this archive contains 2075, 205, 59 measurements gathered in households located in sequence 7 kilometers of Paris, France, between December 26 and November 2010, 47 months. Note: this is the same result, labeled data for machine learning, already clearly cleansing for the dataset. Evaluation, declaration, and resources. CSMPC configuration software. A. Execution snapshot. B. Execution snapshot. Analysis A. K equals 7th result is optimal result for the experiment. From K-means clustering algorithm, calculate per cluster thing is very important. From the data estimated serial score, the result is K equals 7. Each cluster centroid and data prices serial score are 0.799 is the optimal score. From the current carbon index, result are 560.3999 is the optimal result. Using this K-means algorithm, the fact is figure. Analysis A continues. But the problem is, in this algorithm, do not attach it in the scikit-learn library and only explain it in the document page, but cannot explain it easily. Analysis B. The serial score according to the change the cluster. A per 1 dataset, serial score according to change of cluster number. This is also the same result for the K equals 7th result is optimal result for the experiment. From K-means algorithms, calculate proper cluster thing is very important. From the data estimated serial score, the result is K equals 7. Each cluster centroid and data prices, serial score is 0.799 is the optimal score. Even if data set is so small, but the A per 1 data set K equals 7, each cluster centroid and data prices, serial score 0.1810 is the optimal score. From this K-means algorithm cluster 7, all dataset A per 1 dataset, each gross centroid and each centroid distances will be an optimal value. From this result, the dataset is decreases, but the K-means clustering class vector space. Its optimal cluster is the same situation with before. Original dataset household power consumption rate via clustering. Evaluation A execution snapshot. This is also my own experiment, and then the K equals second result K equals third and fourth and fifth result K equals sixth result K equals 7 and 8th, 9th result and K equals 10th result. K equals 7th result is optimal result for this experiment. Evaluation B execution snapshot. A per 1 dataset K equals 1, A per 1 dataset K equals 2, A per 1 dataset K equals 3, A per 1 dataset K equals 4, A per 1 dataset 5th and 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th. This is also real some experiment, and then A per 1 dataset K equals 7th result is optimal result for the experiment. Software and workstation environment. PC software Anaconda 3 plus PyCharm. PyCharm is the original academic version of the academic license, and the Anaconda 3 is easily downloaded from the and this is library archive. And PyCharm is from the JetBrains software, and the next page explain about the link. Web software Windows 10 Professional RAM 60GB processor i7 6600 UCPU 2.60 GHz hard disk, 420 GB SSD. System PC configuration software, dataset used by machine learning dataset, scikit-learn, Anaconda 3, PyCharm. Open source personally can easily follow it, and because using BSC license to real world don't have difficulties to do that. Scikit-learn is there's larger version, but Anaconda 3 is from the Anaconda 3 easily to install the latest version of the scikit-learn, and PyCharm is from the JetBrains software, and then put the email address and then download from the academic version of the PyCharm 3. If do not using the genuine version and cannot see the clear result like this experiment. Conclusion: household power consumption via K-means clustering uses a library which is scikit-learn. Honestly, open source personally can easily follow it, and because using BSC license to real world don't have difficulties to do that. Not only the K-means algorithm, PCA algorithms, but also SVM algorithms, etc. Other machine learning algorithms cluster can also do it. From this result, in real life, household power consumption's diverse analytics, an electrical transformer, transmission power can measure the period, can estimate it, and each data using electrical consumption, it can be used for progressive excitation, regional to regional demand forecasting, maintenance of power plant and facilities can do it. In the gas company, Seoul Gas, Google TensorFlow Meetup 2nd, 2017, can estimate via K-means algorithms and also can estimate about the gas consumption rate via K-means clustering algorithm and index. Published paper. 현웅씨 나온 Mohammed first Parish and 동일신. Comparative analysis of electrical consumption at home through Silesco prospective ICCT 2019 South Korea. 2019 성균관 University of Korea. 현웅씨 나온 Mohammed first Parish and 동일신. Analysis of electrical consumption at home using the K-means clustering algorithm. ICCT 2019 South Korea. 2019 성균관 University of Korea. Acknowledgement. Advisor, Dr. 동일신 President of 성균관 University, currently May 14, 2019. Co-advisor, Dr. Mohammed Farsh Kuresh, Assistant Professor. First joined the SKKU Mobile Computing Laboratory. Professor Hyung-Yun, SKKU Fellow. Advising the pre-defense, Dr. Laboratory External Professor. First joined the Open Lab, Dr. Chun Sang-nam, and Google TensorFlow Meetup 2nd Conference, 2017, Seoul Guest. Open Lab member, currently May 14, 2019, Dr. Gyun Che and Muhammad Hamza and Janet, Woo-young Kim and So Chung. Costco ENC Jack Che, Duty Manager, Co-Director, LG Electronics, LG CNS, and LG Plus, 명성용 MD PhD Professor. Acknowledgement. Academic and tuition supported from the LG and LG CNS and LG Electronics, LG Plus invited the conferences. Transportation support at night, and I returned to my home, and then Costco ENC support the transportation. Google AI motivated from the conferences, TensorFlow Meetup 2017 Seoul Guest. When I participate in the conference, Korean Air services from the morning service, I participate in the conference. When I'm working and then when I take a rest at the Incheon airport and the safer security and relaxation time, I relate the stress at Biotic Works and Assam Medical Center, and it's a good way to release stress. Samsung Eye Center and my vision management and Myeongji Hospital is Chris Support. References 8, 1 to 10 references, 11 to 20 references, 23 to 13 references, 31 to 38 references, Q&A.